Peace be to you all. Assalamu alaikum. Happy Friday to you. Jumu'ah Mubarak. Alright, so what is this now? This is January 6th or something. It's weird. I'm working multiple shifts at different facilities as a physician assistant, and I'm kind of losing track of the time some days, but it's easy to do if you know what I'm talking about. You know, your circadian rhythms are all thrown off. But anyway, today's Friday, and we're in our first week of January. So I hope you guys who have made those New Year's resolutions for 2024, I hope you're still sticking with them. And if you fall off, that's okay. Just try to you know, reaffirm them and get back to it. So I want to talk to you guys today about this tragic news. Another school shooting. What a horrible way to begin the new year. But this was at Perry High School. And there was a young man named Dylan, 17 years old. I don't always like giving the names of the shooters, because I think it somehow lends credence to you know, what they did, or validity. But it's all in the news, so you can read about it. Apparently, this particular individual was a member of the LGBTQI plus community. I don't think that should reflect upon that community, so I don't want to be disrespectful or say anything that would appear disrespectful. However, as somebody who is taking care, provided medical services to that particular group, I think it's worth mentioning, because a lot of our young people are in transition, as they say, you know, whether if they're having a gender affirming surgery or taking hormones, you know, are just trying to decide what it is they really are and who it is they want to be. You know, being a young adult is a tumultuous time of life. You know, I've got my wife and my wife's 4 children are young adults. It's not easy. Yeah, and watching them like, what about this? What about that? Should I do this? Should I do that? And if you don't have a strong foundation, a strong mental and spiritual and familial foundation, it can make that sojourn even more tumultuous and confusing. So I don't know what this young man was going through, and I say young man because that's how the papers described him. They used his pronouns, him and he. He had certain posts that would suggest that he was going through some transitions, you know, just questioning his life and who and what he is. But, you know, I feel really bad, you know, for the families, because, you know, my wife and I homeschooled our kids for years, much to the chagrin of friends and even family. They gotta get shelters. What about socialization? I said, I don't want our children socialized to certain things. So we're unapologetic helicopter parents. We're letting them go as they transition through adulthood, and hope that we did our best to raise them. But, you know, this, I feel bad for this young man also, because imagine questioning your very existence and losing hope. And I've talked about this in other videos. You lose hope, and, you know, whether you've been bullied or you beat yourself up or you don't get the support that you think you need or deserve, so you lash out. You lash out at others, trying to cause as much damage as you can. And this young man, you know, committed suicide. So there was one student that was killed, and then the shooter killed himself. They found him with a self-inflicted gun wound. And I've taken care of patients who have eventually committed suicide, and it's it's a very sad thing. You know, you find out about them. Maybe one had an appointment with me, a follow-up appointment, and I said, where is he? He's missed all his appointments. Oh yeah, he committed suicide. And it was a really sad thing because I liked the guy. I thought I was helping him to some degree. But it's not an easy thing to go through. And I would say this, I would add this, if there was a question of the shooter's transitioning, suggested that maybe he wanted to be identified as a fluid, and that's not easy. You know, I think that it's important that we have people, you know, healthcare professionals like myself, that can mentor these young people that are going through this and give them good advice. And if they're not getting it at home, because I know people who have transitioned and they've been kicked out of their homes by their parents. One guy, a poor guy, had to escape his homeland because his dad said, okay, if I see you, I'm going to kill you. He says, listen, in my country, they kill people like me. So, again, it's not an easy thing to go through. But, you know, it's a terrible way to begin the new year. And there'll be other mass shootings, unfortunately. Fortunately, quote unquote, there were only, quote unquote, 2 lives lost in this particular shooting. There were several people who were actually injured. But I think it speaks largely to our healthcare program institutions, and we need more in terms of mentoring and mental health, especially with our young men in particular, I would say, just because we have more of a sordid history of violence. I've only seen a couple of female mass shooters in the past few years. Like 99% have been men, usually young men. And I'm from DC, so it happens often, but because of the demographics, it's not often referred to as a mass shooting. But that's it for now, guys. If you guys want to be a PA like me, feel free to contact me via my email, and I will mentor you if you would like to the best of my ability, Lord willing, inshallah. Okay, guys, take care. I wish you all the best success in your positive endeavors. Peace.